Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you've been following this case, then you should be aware by now that Ickedmel just had an interview with the real Ronnie. And it's becoming apparent to me that our public school system has completely failed the majority of people on YouTube in the comment sections, because it doesn't seem like a lot of people are comprehending exactly what Ryan was trying to say about this entire situation. And I don't feel like Ronnie himself completely understands, and I don't really think Ickedmel himself completely understands. So before I get into the way I feel about the interview that I just watched, let me clarify a couple of things. No one ever said that Ronnie was white. The consensus was that the Ronnie profiles with the black male were created by the white guy, Miro, who video chatted with Ryan and gave him the exact same information, town, what happens at the parties, all the words that came out of the Miro guy's mouth was precisely everything that the Ronnie guy was saying. And to be honest, their voices did kind of sound the same. Now, in the interview, you can kind of hear Ronnie's voice does sound different than it does on the phone call. Now, that could easily be because of the services that have to be used whenever you're live streaming, having people call in, cell phone, blah, 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 whatever. Different filters and different things that all of the waves have to go through can distort your voices. And I know that I sound different on the phone than I do in real life, and probably from what you're hearing right now. So they're from the same area. They had the same kind of dialect. They said the same things. It wasn't too outlandish to believe that he was the same person. AKA, we thought Miro was Ronnie. That's why everyone thought Ronnie was white. We thought he was actually Miro catfishing us with the real Ronnie's information with fake freaking profiles. That was what this whole thing was about. We find out in the interview that the social media profiles were actually the real Ronnies, okay? What he says is that the Miro guy friend requested him and then took all the information that he was able to get at that point and called Ryan saying hey, I'm on his social, hey, I'm on his Insta, this is his information, okay? So this really escalated and got stupid because of this stupid Miro guy, okay? And now this is where I state that I don't even feel like Ronnie and Mel completely comprehend or even really cared to comprehend what Ryan was even saying, because then Ronnie states that the house, the GPS, and all the information that he got from the phone number was Ronnie's phone number. No, sir. No. Just like I said in my video about this entire thing, the information for the house that pulled up a black male that looked very similar to the black male in all the social media, okay? All of that came from the phone number that Miro, the white moron, gave to Ryan, asking him to call him. Ryan, I don't believe, ever actually dialed the number. He ended up doing voice clips and messaging him through DM on social media. He took the phone number Miro gave him to call him, to call and speak to Miro on the phone, and got the address stuff. He never once said he had Ronnie's number, had gotten Ronnie's information from Ronnie himself, okay? Everything came from what Miro gave him, okay? So the only thing that makes sense at this point is that Ronnie probably didn't have very good privacy settings, and somehow the Miro guy was able to get his actual phone number off of his social media profiles, and that's the phone number that Miro actually gave Ryan. Bam. So now, okay, Ronnie really does have two cousins that were at the party and apparently really did see Kylie, okay? The stories that Ronnie has said about what happens at those parties matches exactly what we now know from the more detailed statements and information that we have gotten from other people besides just Sammy and Mags that were at the party, okay? Go see my previous video for all of that information, because I just uploaded that one last night at 4 o'clock this morning. I was up for ever getting it done, okay? This information was important because it matches up to a mass exodus of people leaving at 12:30, being the same time that this group of older guys that were not supposed to be there showing up. But it matches to what Miro was also saying, because he was even saying that he knows about the parties and stuff like that. According to Ronnie, he didn't know Miro. It was a dude that he thought actually came from Ickedmel's channel to like show support to Ronnie after what happened with Ryan. But Miro just wanted a reason to talk to Ryan. So he friended this guy, got all of his information, and pulled some bullshit. Now, all this other stuff going on, I'm not even going to comment on it. I don't even care about none of that. It's not even important, because at this point, this is about finding Kylie, and this is about the real truth coming out, and whatever feud that they need to have between each other, they need to handle that like men, okay? And just, okay, this is not about this. And the important thing is finding out what group of guys showed up that should not have been there, that were not supposed to be there, that could have done this, okay? The cousins left at 10:30, and they've already talked to the police about what they've seen, because they've said that around 10:30 is whenever that they left. This is what Ronnie is stating that he was told by them, and that's only a 30-minute window between the 10 o'clock time we're told that Kylie and Mags got there and 10:30 when these two cousins have left. And they have said that when they saw her, she was wasted already. Now, they wouldn't have been there when these group of guys came in or whatever, but at this point, that doesn't even matter, because all of the stories match at this point. The path we need to be looking on matches. That's what came out of this. Let's focus on that, okay? Can we focus on finding this group of assholes that decided to show up to a group of a bunch of little graduating kids that they knew a bunch of minor girls were going to be at with the sole purpose of taking advantage of somebody? Because that is the only thing that my brain is telling me happened that night, and it needs to be figured out. And the fact that there's so much animosity and stupid crap going on whenever this little girl needs to be found and whoever did this needs to be arrested is ridiculous, okay? Now, it's not okay that a bunch of people went and found the real Ronnie and started sending him all kind of threats and messing with his family, and that's the bad part about social media, is that people do way too much. It's supposed to just be a platform where we share our thoughts and discuss things and don't do stupid crap out in the real world, people. Like, haven't y'all figured that out yet? And while the real Ronnie may be innocent of anything in the actual Kylie situation itself at this point, okay? In the interview, he states that before he completely deleted the Instagram, that he went in and put Miro's name on the Instagram account just to toy with Ryan. So therefore, sir, you played into some crap that you didn't even want to be a part of to what? Keep the attention going? If you didn't even want this going on, why would you move upon that way? What were you expecting to happen? I'm over it. I don't care about none of this stuff anymore. Like I said, all this did really was put everyone who was trying to figure out what really happened closer on the path of what could have actually happened with how the stories match about these things that happen with these older guys at these parties that show up and do stupid things. I know that Adventures with Purpose are down there right now doing what they do. Hopefully they find something. We need something. We need an answer of something. This is just getting ridiculous. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay. Hopefully we hear something soon. Have a good weekend, you guys. Bye, y'all.